We're here. Coming?
Yeah. Oh, we're here?
We're here.
Woo, baby.
What is happening, everyone? I know, like, wow, we made it. How cool is that?
Did you play the video?
I played the video. I played the video while you were standing over there getting that all cleaned
Turn
up.
it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sounds good.
I know, right? We didn't even.
You're amazing.
I don't think any
Oh,
of that.
that's crooked. Now I'm like this.
No, you're not. You're fine. All right. Let's get this thing going. Another Saturday taking it to the wire. We're here now, but thank God.
Don't worry about
Dean
it.
Fernando.
Yes. What's up, 25?
Hi from Washington State, 52 and sunny. Ooh, that's nice. Hi, guys. Hey. Hey there.
Welcome to the club.
Hello from Vegas. We'll be there next week. Good evening.
Right. Good evening.
Did you have a Monday show? Yes, we did have a Monday show, and we will have a Monday show coming up. And remember, if you missed the Monday show, you can always rewatch it on Tuesday here on YouTube because we rebroadcast it, which is nice. Biscuit's in the house. What's up, Biscuit? See, you know, today he looked like, when I talked to him, he looked like Grizzly Adams. He had the full, like, you don't know who Grizzly Adams is, but guy with a beard. And
yeah.
look how like it's all.
It's not all three.
Yeah, that's his family. He's in the middle.
Okay.
What I'm saying, he had no beard, you know.
And now he's like.
He looks like he was found on the side of the road after being gone for like 6 years.
Well, probably he's working in a car.
71 in Vegas. Oh, that's nice. See, I'm on the fence, man. It's like I'm on the fence. I know I need to bring a jacket, but.
All right. So who is in Vegas?
What's
who say, can't afford jail audio?
Dina. Wow, it's just Dean. A's in the wrong place.
You say 70, 71 right now, right?
Yeah. Rain and snow tonight. Fang. My gosh, my buddy. It's sorry, man.
Sorry for you.
Dean, your favorite sport is happening tomorrow, Super Bowl. I know. We call it the commercial-a-thon. So we're excited to watch the commercials. Although I will say the one I was most excited about, which was Arnold's like Zeus thing.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a movie. He had us all fooled. Or I'm just an idiot. Either way, I'll take it. But I think I've already seen the commercial that we're gonna get the other night on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of bummed because I don't watch.
You thought that was a movie.
Well, I'm bummed because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I don't watch anything that has Super Bowl commercials on it. So I look forward to this one show where they get my undivided. Well, they're not going to get. They get my undivided attention to actually watch commercials. I don't watch the show. I'll be working the whole show.
Mm-hmm. The whole Super Bowl? The
whole Super Bowl, with the exception of the halftime show and the commercials. I'll be working diligently trying to get our PowerPoint done for Knowledge Fest on Friday.
Yeah.
Which, if you're going to be there, please, Friday morning, if you're in industry and you're going to be there, make sure you check out our class Friday morning, 9. It's the first class Friday morning. So if you're going to be there, great. If not, just stop in the halls and say hi, and we'll tell you all about it.
Of course.
We won't, but we'll just stop by and say hi.
Totally.
What's the difference between bass level and punch level on Rockford amps? Is there a difference? I mean, I thought it's always been called punch. I mean, I know in the old days they used to have bass level, which I think turned into punch level. But either way, it's the 45 dB boost.
Punch EQ.
Yeah, it's punch EQ. So it's a wide Q 45 hertz boost that you can turn up and down. Big fan, love it. Makes everything like fat and wonderful.
Sour.
But I don't. I mean, I know in the old amps it used to say bass and treble, and it was the same thing. So I don't know. I don't think there's a difference anymore.
Yeah.
I think one became the other. That's my guess. Good evening from the Great White North.
What's up?
Grizzly Adams did have a bear. He had a bear. He did have a bear. He did have a bear.
But not a bear.
He had a cool bear. That was the whole. So they walked around in the wilderness, him and his bear, his pet bear. Like a pet bear. How cool are you?
Hey, man. Some people, they have lions. So why not?
Hello from Indiana.
Hey, what's up?
So Here's a funny one.
Yeah.
So Sue and I were looking at the flight back. So we're flying directly there. We get there real early in the morning, rented a car. The two of us, Brian Mitchell from ARC, we're all going, and Chewy. Don't forget Chewy.
Yeah.
We're going to the Hoover Dam because we've never seen it. Why not? I got my 2 Epicenters micro, no hats though, but they can't complain. Well, okay. Don't freak out, but I would contact them. If your invoice has hats listed, they might be coming later.
Right.
So
right.
If you had because I wanted to get the Epicenter micros out. So the hats, if you're invoiced for a hat,
if you use the code,
and your invoice says hat, okay, and it shipped without the hats, you will get the hats, okay, because they just don't have them ready yet, and it was more important to get the Epicenters out, okay?
Right.
Shipping costs for them. So if you have an invoice that says you're getting a hat, you will get the hat.
Yeah.
No fear there, okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't, let me know. But no, you'll get it.
Dean
Trust me. Of course. Because we get invoiced all the time from them, where we'll get the products in, and like we get the base knobs, but we don't get the product. And we're like, oh, it's on back order. Right. So have no fear. If you were invoiced for it, you will get it, guaranteed. Yeah. And if you don't, I'll punch Alex in the face.
Oh,
I wouldn't punch Alex in the face. He's way too nice. What's up, Mr. Vega? Living
What's
the Vida
up?
Loca. Why are you watching this? Go spend time with your wife. Aloha.
Aloha.
Hola.
What do you say aloha?
I don't know.
It's Ola from Alaska.
I liked aloha because that's it's like chicken and fish. I don't know. Hawaii and Alaska, those 2 things that are off to the corner on every map.
That's not required in Vegas anymore.
Right, dude. So that's so funny you mentioned that. I got the email from the hotel. Do you remember the name of the hotel we're staying at?
Sunset Point.
Yeah, Sunset Point,
Vegas.
So I got the email in the morning that said mask and the whole mask mandate and all that, and then Sue's reading to me that night. The governor said no more masks, and it was like, all right, so now I'm confused.
So it's kind of like graduation, when you have your mask and it's like, everybody.
I mean, we're still bringing masks.
Oh no, we have to.
We still have 8 hours in an airplane of just. All right, so what I was going to say is, Sue and I were talking the other night about the flights because we have a direct flight there. The flight back, I was literally just looking at the times, like trying to get us back here at a reasonable hour and try to leave there at not 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're flying through. What did I say?
Vegas, Chicago.
Vegas to Chicago. Chicago to Florida. I'm like, oh, I screwed that one up. I mean, obviously, I don't care. I mean, we got nothing else to do that day. But, yeah. Puppy Bowl. Can't wait. What could cause subwoofer dust cap to get hot? The giant voice coil underneath it. That's it. That's the answer to the question. It's the voice coil, the motor structure sits underneath the dust cap. The dust cap's purpose is, it's called the dust cap for obvious reasons. It's designed to keep dust out of the motor structure of the woofer. Sometimes, and on some of these newer woofers, it almost seems counterproductive now, but it's because, the basket and all, you can see the voice coil and all the internal parts, and you're like, oh, that's what's so, but it also acts as a pump to help push air through, especially as a vented pole piece. The dust cap is an integral part of the cooling system. But yes, right underneath the dust cap is where all the magic happens. That's where the electromagnetic field is being generated that's pushing the woofer up and down. So the dust cap will get obscenely hot sometimes. But that's okay. It's what it's designed to do. I have a 2018 Camry. Would love to see a stereo install along with an amplifier install.
We have plenty Camrys. Yeah.
Well, if we don't, we'll keep it on the list though, because there are certain cars we're waiting for. So hello from Goodyear, Arizona. We'll be in Arizona in 3 weeks. Do me a favor, go to banners. And go to banners and then just click on that. Okay. I just wanted to turn that off. It was driving me crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's 80. It's 80 here and sunny in San Jose,
You're gonna
California.
be Puppy Bowl?
Puppy Bowl.
What?
The Puppy Bowl.
They have puppies?
You've never seen the Puppy Bowl?
No.
Oh, it's like a dog show. It's huge. Is there a negative downside?
You want water?
So yeah. Negative downside. So we got a double baddie here. They're all hot.
Hey, all hot.
They're all hot, but it's nice because it's cold. To running my 0 gauge ground 4 feet ish to the battery's negative terminal. No. Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, we run a 19-foot ground from the amplifiers to, well, from the amplifiers to the battery in every F-Series vehicle that we deal with that has an aluminum chassis. So, and every Corvette that comes in that's got a fiberglass chassis that we can't go to the frame with, we run a power up to it. The other scenario for that would be if you're in a boat, which is a full fiberglass vehicle, you go positive and negative to the battery. So the idea of like long grounds being a problem, it's not. What you're looking at is you want to make sure that the amount, for one, it's cheaper to go with like a foot of ground wire and use the big metal part of the car, and that way you don't have to spend as much money. I mean, that's really the reason here. But it's also helpful because it's like the ground plane for the car is all located here. You're attaching to the ground plane, so everything is on this one ground plane. But no, it's okay. You're fine.
All right.
What's your go-to DSP? I'll be driving 8 hours for y'all to tune. I mean, we're pretty open when it comes to DSPs. I mean, we do audio control, we do Helix, we do Rockford, we do Alpine,
JL.
we do JL.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a DSP, so it's the buttons are pretty much all in the
how
same
hard
place.
can it be?
Well, there are some that have a lot of on. Oh, and we do Audison. I forgot. We also do Audison. So there are a lot of unnecessary things in some of the DSP setups that I just don't understand. But oh, David Moreau checking in. 42 in Massachusetts. They're having a heat wave. We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. Do you guys know what size subwoofer in a 2018 Expedition factory location? And what will be a good subwoofer to replace it with? Well, it's a 2008. More than likely, it's the small, little, tiny thing. I know JBL makes a 8-inch factory replacement that's really cool. It has this ring so you can move the woofer in and out, and it has a bunch of different mounts. Pioneer also makes a shallow mount 8-inch that has an oversized ring on it with a bunch of holes. Keep in mind that both of those replacements are there as replacements and not necessarily upgrades. If you're looking to do an upgrade in the subwoofer, trying to retain the factory enclosure isn't going to work. It's just like if the factory woofer is farting and broken and bad, yes, you can put a new woofer in it. It'll solve that problem. Otherwise, if you're trying to get some real bass in the car, that enclosure ain't going to do it. Because trust me, if the factory could have got real bass out of it, they would have. Go ahead, Reed.
All right. Quick question about the Sony XM-S400D. It doesn't have a gain, so where about will the clip point be? 3/4-ish volume or the last few clicks on the preamp section on the Sony head unit?
Okay, I have no idea what this is. So
this is an XM S.
Hold on. XM. I don't know why. It feels like it's a receiver.
I don't know. I think it's an amplifier 400D. So it's like the brake amplifiers?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Yeah, it's a brick amp.
So
it's just like the Alpine.
Like the Alpine one.
Oh, well, it's the same as the Pioneer.
Okay.
So the Pioneer doesn't have a gain control either. So what these were made for is just instantaneous loud. They're not really made to be like, they're not made for you to worry about like gains and max distortion and all that other fun stuff. They're literally made to just plug in and make something louder and not worry about any of that nonsense. That's not saying that it won't cause distortion, but it was never really designed for you to be worrying about something like that. So when you're turning up the volume, when it starts to distort, that's kind of when you know your max volume is. So it's one of those things where it's like, just use your ears. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan of that style amp. Like I said, the GM 100 or something like that, or 1004 or some Pioneer, same thing. I don't like using them just because I want to gain control. They're all supposed to be copies of 455Us or A's from Alpine, but Alpine has a gain knob.
Can you get your hands on an FTB Zen for 2020 Silverado 2500?
Nope. No, that's a big no. So that's the Zen AVB. And no, they are non-existent. Originally, what had happened was they launched the piece and everyone was super excited. They came out and immediately problems happened, which is usually what happens when you're first to market. They have since said they were able to rectify the problem because they recalled them all. But now, supposedly, and there again, I don't know, I haven't talked to anybody there, but this is just what people have been saying about it, is that now they're having supply chain issues. So we really don't know what is going on with the piece, but in a GM, depending on what system you have, it's just as easy to go after the amplifier as it is going into the amp or going before the amplifier. If you'd like to see what that looks like, do you have the IRTA pulled up? So over on DNF tool drawer, obviously we have the IRTA, which is the new tool that we sell, which is your click on it. Click on it one more when it pops up. This is your electrical RTA signal meter, so you can plug this in. You just click on it. You can see your system. You can see what sound is coming out of it. If you scroll down on the page here, these are how to use. If you go to, what is it, all pass filters. So scroll down, go up, go back up. So channel summing and all pass filters, those two videos there. For that, we use the Chevy or the GMC pickup truck, the full size with the basic Bose system. If you want to see what the signal looks like coming out of your radio. What we've been doing in those cars is trying to avoid summing, but you do what's called power for power and exact size speaker replacement. It has the 2.5 or 3 inch up in the dash, 6x9 in the door. They're all actively powered, meaning this is on channel 1 and 2, this is on 3 and 4, 5 and 6 of the rear, and 7 is the sub. Put 7 channels of amplification in there, match up the speakers, meaning don't put a tweeter in the dash, put a high frequency mid-range or something big up there, put a mid-bass in the door, coaxials in the rear, go to your subwoofer, rock on, it's going to sound great. So
Ampro or LC7i on the Lexus LS 460.
If the Amp Pro works for that car, you go with an Amp Pro.
Yeah.
That's with any case. Any scenario you run into where they make an Amp Pro, a Zen, AR, like a DSR-1 capability, froze in the house, whoop, 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 whoop. Anytime they make those capabilities, you always go with that. That is choice number one. It's like Amp Pro, AR, Zen, and even some of the Metra pieces that are not high level to low low adapters. You pop those in, and that's what you go with. Outside of that, that's when you look at like, oh crap, what do I do now? So that's when an LC7i, some form of a DSP, that's when you're looking at that. Now, keep in mind, guys, anytime you're integrating with a factory stereo, no matter how you do it, whether you're using an Amp Pro or some form of high level to low level, an Amp Pro will give you a flat signal output, meaning it's on EQ'd. It is ruler flat. So equal energy from 20 to 20,000. All right. You don't want to listen to music like that. All right. Now, on the opposite side, when you're going after the amplifier, as you'll see in those IRTA2 videos, there's some equalization done. There's crossover points. There's bass roll off. There's a lot of nonsense happening. So it's the opposite problem. Now, when I take and put aftermarket speakers into that, I have to deal with what the factory thought the factory speakers would sound like. So in one scenario, I have a flat response output, which is great, but that's like just taking a steak out of the refrigerator and throwing it on the grill, charring both sides and eating it. You would never do that. You'd maybe put a dry rub, some salt and pepper, and I don't eat steak, so I'm just using that as an analogy. Some people like A1. I know that's some people that's like a sacrilege. But my point is, you all need equalization, regardless of what you're going to do. If you have an Amp Pro going into a DSP of some sort, you're going to get equalization. You can then color the music the way you want to color it. If you're going out of a factory radio into aftermarket speakers, you might not want them to sound like the factory, which is why you're changing them in the first place. And that's where that EQ comes in. You can go in and you can EQ it the way you want, push and pull that to make it sound better. So the moral of the story is yes, an LC7i is a wonderful product. However, a DM608 has an LC7i built into it, with a badass DSP attached that'll make your system sound 100% better. Maybe even 1,000. Love you 3,000. Yeah. Where do I get that shirt? This one? This is an ugly one that we actually never sold. However, if you go, oh no, we did. Did we? Is that the same shirt? Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you head over to dnfswag.com, that is dnfswag.com, you can find all the cool stuff that we make for you guys to buy and just have simply cool stuff.
Boring Life.
Boring Life is there. Ooh, Boring Life went up today for all you football fans.
Do you even zip tie, bro?
I like the zip tie, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So going back, turn off the comments for a second.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I got to do this. Hey, it's that time. That's right. It's time to pay for this show. Audio Control. That's right. Guess what's shipping now? It's actually shipping. Do you have it? Do you have the link? So I saw 5 of them on the counter yesterday. So if you want one immediately or shipped to you and you don't want to use this cool promo code, if you go to audiocontrol.com and you click on the Epicenter Micro right here, see, coming soon is gone. Add to cart. Buy now. Put 5-star free hat
at the cart
as the promo code.
Right now.
5-star free hat as the promo code. And guess what? They're shipping. They're shipping. So you can get your Epicenter Micro right now. And, of course, a 5-star hat soon to follow, apparently. I'll find out more when they're going to ship next week when we talk to Matthew. So, by all means, right now, if you want the Epicenter Micro, it's time to get it, guys. It's time to get that small little magical wonder. And for those of you guys that have no idea what we're talking about,
I like that one. What's the best 6.5 component set?
Oh, Jesus. Go back to your wife. Have sex or something.
Okay. I mean,
this is the Epicenter Micro. This is an iPhone.
Put it behind it? No, behind the phone.
We can't. No. Where's the Epicenter Micro? We can't see it. Can't see it. Yes, that's Disney, by the way. No, Magic Kingdom. Ooh, oh, wrong way. There you go. Where's my Epicenter Micro? It's right here. Boom. That's right. Prototype, guys. So no one can have this. At least it's got the right color lights in it. Dean, will you be on Kicker Unmasked this Tuesday? That is correct. We're doing some kind of installer talk. I don't know what it is. But John Myers, Ken, myself, we'll be talking a little bit about what it was like to be an installer back in the day, but more importantly, what it is to be an installer right now, some of the things you can do to help you out and fun stuff like that, I think. But either way, yeah, I'll be on it. That's 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time.
Can a decent DSP make even the crappiest radio sound good?
Make it sound better. All right, and let me explain why, because I often do.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain?
Explain? No, explain me, because I would say no.
So it will make it sound better, but it's not going to make it sound great. And the reason why is when you start with a crappy signal, you really can only push it so far. So I like to use the waterfall analogy. If you're standing at the base of the waterfall taking a shower and there's a goat up at the top taking a dump in the water, even though this water seems crisp, clear, cold, and refreshing, that turd's still going to fall on your head. Okay? So if at the source there's suck, it doesn't matter what you do after that, it's still going to have a level of suctivity that you just can't get away from. So, new word. So a DSP, yes, it will help. However, a DSP cannot fix a bad source. But that's why a lot of DSPs have auxiliary inputs so that you can just bypass whatever that source is and, let's say, stream directly from your phone, which, let's be honest, most of us listen to music from our phone anyway. So having like built-in high-res Bluetooth or just an aux or a digital input is probably the way to go if you already have a radio, or just get a better radio. But yeah,
there you go. That would be just get better radio.
All right, what's Dustin got going on? 2020 Chevy Colorado with Bose. Is there something to replace it instead of integrating it? I don't think there's a dash kit for
really?
that. I don't know.
You
got a laptop sitting in front of you.
I'm trying to.
And there again, this is one of those cars where we're just kind of in a bad place on, because the Bose system that has a center channel, it's really advanced, nice sounding Bose system. And I actually have customers right now that I'm trying to come up with a system for it with retaining the factory radio. because we are a Helix dealer now, and Helix makes a lot of multi-channel DSP amplifiers, it's probably going to be something from Helix that's going to go into that and solve that, because they have like a 10-channel amp, and they have an 8-channel and a 7-channel, and all these 7 would be nice. That'll allow us to retain the whole system, meaning go power for power, speaker for speaker, replace the center channel, keep the left and rights, amplify it, EQ it. It's got good time alignment already from the factory. But yes, if you want to replace the radio, thanks to Fernando's quick key work here, we have, there is a dash kit for it.
Yeah, right there.
Is there anything else for it?
I would check in the application, Chevy Colorado 2015 and up.
Go back to the main page.
Main page?
No. Go back to where it lists all the parts. Toggle back right there. See what they have for
antenna, Metra, radio replacement harness. Oh, that would be.
So I'm thinking they don't make a
premium speaker adapters, digital signal processor.
What's the premium speaker adapter?
Access factory radio replacement.
There you go. So those are your adapters for it. So you're gonna need like one of those.
Yeah.
That's an extension cable. So it's either gonna be the GL
30.
Yeah, 30 or 31.
Yeah.
Now, as far as functionality that you're gonna lose and anything like that, I don't know.
Yeah. I would give him a call.
But that's the AVB piece from Nav TV that we're waiting on in order to solve these issues. However, I'm thinking that the Helix solution is probably going to be the ticket on that one.
Yeah.
The micro is shipping. Yes.
The micro is shipping. Go get one right now.
Washington State checking in. Dean is getting saucy tonight. Dean's tired. So Dean once tired, he gets kind of,
Question.
Yes.
2015. Yeah, 2015 Tundra. My brother currently has a high level to low level adapter, but seems to have bass roll off. Is there a way to get a flat signal from the head unit on that model? I want to redo his system. Yeah.
So there's nothing like out of the radio to do. However, if you get a kicker key lock, that's a key, K-E-Y, lock, L-O-C, kicker key lock. The kicker key lock has the ability to go in there and DEQ the system, as well as turn off the all-pass filters that are in that particular system. So if you're looking for the simplest way to make that work, it is a 2-channel. Really, the only thing you need to concentrate on is the front 2 channels. That would be the way to go. However, because it's a 2015 Tundra, better advice would be to get rid of that crap-ass factory radio.
Yeah.
So the real money on that one is get rid of the radio, because it's the radio that's the problem, nothing else. So even by going with the key lock, you're more or less just band-aiding the system to try to get it to work the best that it can. But that's the product right there, and its job is to DEQ the system. It's a high-level to low-level adapter, and it'll do the ticket. And it has inverse loudness. That's how it fixed the bass roll-off.
What's up, guys? Hey, Fernando. What is a good target curve for banda corridos? Thanks for all you help.
It's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
If you look up like EQ or EQ curve, what you're going to see is like you're going to see a ton of. It's going to have all the mid range, and it's going to come down around 300, 400, 500, and it's going to level out, and then it's going to do this towards like 10 or 12, 12.5, 16, 20. It's going to roll off. Okay. When you get to 5,000, put a bump. 6, 8, 4, or go. So at 5,000, go up a little bit at 6.8, kind of 6.8, 8,000. Keep them at about the same energy. And then it'll naturally start to roll off a little bit at 10, 16. That natural roll off is just going to happen because the energy isn't there anyways. But you put a boost in that area there and you'll get that. Now, the other thing to do is keep an eye in the middle frequencies, because like banda music and that, they have a lot of mid range. So
that's why you buy this.
Well, that's for subwoofer. So yes,
well, I mean that's why you buy that one.
Yeah, you buy the Epicenter Micro to fix the no bass sound, and of course you use the promo code 5-star free hat to get a free hat when you do that. But keep an eye on the mid range. Of course, you're going to want to look at an RTA. You may also just make sure the mid range isn't going flat, meaning that it's not inverting or anything like that. as long as you keep that energy up high in the middle, you'll be fine.
All right. How often does Maestro update the firmware update for the steering wheel control modules? It's a 2013 Tacoma steering wheel controls of Generation 3 trucks, but lack and tune button like the Generation 2, but I had Generation 3 buttons.
Basically, what he's saying is the buttons aren't doing what he wants them to do, maybe, or they lack the enter tune buttons like Gen 2. But so as far as that goes, a lot of the times when Maestro makes an interface, they only give you access to things they have access to. So it's not necessarily a software update. It's like we just couldn't get to those two wires or those wires in the CAN bus. They're reporting differently now. They only do updates when there's a problem. And you can plug in your module to a laptop with the appropriate software on it. And at the top, before you reflash it, it says, this unit, it detects there's a flash on here. Would you like to deal with that? And you say, yes, you click on it. You can go through and just update the firmware or see what your firmware is at. You can also go out to the website, and on the website, you can do a firmware lookup tool to where if you know when you flashed it, you can go to the website and it'll tell you what the current firmware is and when they did the update. So you can be like, oh, crap, well, I did this in August of last year. There was an update in December, and here's what it fixed. So there is a way to figure that out, but they don't really have a scheduled time to do updates.
The stereo IR has a built-in amplifier and a DSP. Really?
Well, I mean,
I just want to know what
okay. So when it comes to having a DSP in a radio, basic DSP is every radio out there now has some form of basic DSP.
Correct.
It's a basic DSP. I mean,
Kenwood
does a pretty good job. Pioneer does a pretty good job. Alpine,
Sony
does a really good job. But it's a basic DSP. You're limited by what it can do. So, and there again, I don't know. So, just having a DSP isn't the end all be all of things that you can do. It all depends on the chips that it has, the processing power. There are cheap DSPs you can pick up that suck, and so it just depends.
Yeah. All right here.
Using audio control D, you need to go deal with that.
Yeah. Okay,
using audio control D61200, can you explain how you guys set the input gains versus regular output gains? Do you use the -5 on every time and then set the output level using a scope? So hold on. Let me pull up the software here to see what it looks like. Because it's kind of it's not even on here. Quit. I don't know if I have that software on here. All right, give me 1 second. So you have your input gain, which I start low. No. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's go to a different amp. Yes, that's not an amp. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. D61200. Yes. All right. And then we go outputs. So my output levels are always maxed out. Those never go. Those always stay up. All right, let me go here to the screen. So here's what we're looking at. Let me turn this off. Let's see if I can get in here and resize this down a little bit. It's kind of big. All right, here we go. All right, so my output view looks like this. And the first thing I want to do is come down here and turn it on to 2-channel mode. So these two stay maxed out. Hang on, not that one. This one right here. So these are level control. These only get used when when you're tuning the system and you're adjusting EQ, you're going to adjust the passenger side first. Then you're going to come over to the driver's side. And when you're looking at it on an RTA, hopefully you took a screenshot because you want to see what the levels were from the passenger side. And then the driver's side is always going to be louder because it's closer. So I start to turn it down. Yeah, you can turn that off. I'm sorry. You start to turn this down until the levels match. So this is for matching levels. So as I'm adjusting this, I get to the point to where the frequencies aren't below my left side, but the lowest right side frequency is matched up to its highest left side frequency. And then I'll deal with the equalization, bringing the other ones to match that side. So that's what this is for. And then your input, it starts at 0, and I will come over here and I'll start somewhere like -6. But as you can see, it goes all the way up to -10. The problem that everyone has when they're doing amplifier gain structure is these are big amps. These are 120 watt amplifiers. Okay. They're going to put out a ton of power. This isn't like a conventional thing where you're just like, oh, I'm going to put a DD1 on this. And I mean, these do have peak indicator lights on the amplifiers that you can use, and those work great. And that's typically what we do is we start, once we get everything balanced the way we want it, we'll come back in, we'll start turning up. We'll start turning this up, keeping our eye on the peak indicator lights, this clip light, until it starts to clip, and then we'll, get it where we want it, and then that's it. We're done. Sometimes we bring it down less because it's like it's loud enough. But yeah, so that's how that works.
All right.
Hope that helps a little bit. It's hard to explain this because it's like it's tough. So does the audio control LC51300 have a built-in high to low converter? Yes, it actually has an LC7i built into it.
Yeah. Right. It's right here.
So actually, this is an LC8i. Yeah, that's an LC8i because it's a 7-channel high-level input.
Yeah.
Now it's a 7-channel high-level input, and you're like, wait a minute, it's a 5-channel amp. Why does it have 7 channels of input? Channels 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 are your normal high-level inputs. And then it also has channel 1 and 2 high input. And the reason why it has that is because those 2 channels are mixed in channels to sum in with channel 1 and 2. There's a couple different things you can use that for. So for example, let's say you have a center channel that you need to bring into the system to go off to channels 1 and 2. Because you're getting an echo or it sounds like crap. Well, you bring the center channel into 1 or 2 high and you attach it in the switches, and then there's a gain that you can adjust to blend that speaker in. If you have 2 tweeters, so you have an active system where there's tweeters and or let's say it's something high and something low, and you need to bring those in. You can sum internally an amplifier. It's the only amplifier, the audio controls are the only amplifiers that do this. It's really cool. Fernando pulls up the top here. So all the way over on the right side is the gain. Now, we have a great unboxing video of this amplifier in the Car Stereo Lab section that we go over all these cool features that it has if you want to learn more about it. So I would suggest watching that one if you haven't already.
Getting ready to have a system installed in my 2021 F-150. A Sun, kicker key 200.4, kicker key 500.1, focal PX PS 160, 6.5 components, fronts, focal, FE 2-way, 6.5 rears, focal, 25 PS 10 sub. Okay, 1.6.5 FXE.
FXE is the flax. FXE is flax.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have enough power.
That's what I was.
There's not enough power. This is not a system I would do.
No.
This is definitely not a system I would do. So if it has the BO system in it, then that's what the Zen would be for. So you already have a premium audio system. The Key was really not made to compete with a premium audio system. You're swapping power for power, but you have speakers that need way more power than the 75 watts that you're going to give them. That's why, like, when you see us do one of these, we're always put like the D4.800, in there from audio control or a big 4-channel amp, like, anything bigger.
Actually, they are.
The FXEs, it's flax. So they make 2 different flax.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I wouldn't do this system. I mean, I don't mind the 501 on a subwoofer. I mean, that's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine, yeah.
But there again, you almost don't need it because you don't need the equalization from that subwoofer. The whole idea behind the key stuff is to fix factory issues. The key is cool. Like the 200.4 is neat because it adds back in the features, but you already have surround sound in the car. This just isn't the system, man. I don't like this. I would never do this.
Yeah.
No, I would never do this.
At that point, let's just go with like a 5-channel.
I would, a D,
like
a D5-1300. D5-1300 in this would be perfect.
Yep.
Like, simple D5-1300, boom, done, easy.
Yeah.
But I don't like that system. I wouldn't do that one.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Now, if I have a factory non-BO system, that's a great idea, but it's not enough power for those speakers.
No, but you just say you have.
He says Zen A to
You have Zen A to B. So technically, that's
right.
A BO
I'm just saying
system.
though, if he has a BO system,
100%,
then that to me isn't a good system. If he doesn't have a BO system, that's good amplifiers, but not enough power for those speakers. Those need way more powers.
Yeah. Unless you,
no. That's just it.
Yeah, I know.
And froze in agreement.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
What should a consumer look for when selecting a shop for quality installs?
It's funny you should mention that because that's one of the points that we're going to be talking about in our training class in Vegas at Knowledge Fest. Is trying to put words out there. Like Instagram is a great place to go. Okay. If the people that run the shop know what they're doing. So for example, if you type in car stereo Clearwater, Florida in your search tab at Instagram, you're going to get a ton of Fernando's pictures and a ton of our videos.
Yeah.
And from there, you can kind of scroll through and see what it is you're looking for. Because a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people don't want to go talk to people anymore. They just want to do all their research online. And as far as car stereo people go, a lot of them use Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And so that's a really good place to go and do your research. And visually, that's what we're looking for. Remember, we want to see things. We want to see results. We want to see what they're doing. And then you can go in and you can have that conversation. Hey, I saw these pictures right here, these. And I was wondering, I want to do quality like this in my car. Now, keep in mind, as soon as you use, like, I want to do this in my car, the problem that we have, like what we're going to discuss with them, is most of these installers only post their best work, which is their most expensive work, which is probably not best practice, because sometimes a simple thing like just putting in a kicker key with clean wire, that's what a lot of people want. But if all you're posting is pictures of Ferraris and Lamborghinis, then you're never going to get any business from that. So it's not a perfect solution to the problem, but it's definitely a place to start.
I think just to stop by, just look around, see what they have, and ask. All right. NAP question. 2005 RAV4.
Noob question.
Oh, noob question.
Yeah,
NAP
new
question.
guy.
Yeah, noob question. All
Close enough.
There you go.
You switch the letters.
Just,
yeah.
220, 221. Hey. RAV4 to run an amp wire through the firewall. Take out the battery and what else?
Why would you take out the battery? Oh, because it's that crappy one where the battery is like way up in there. Remember, like on the Toyota, remember the ones where the battery's like, it's almost like a Mazda where that battery, like Haley's car, that battery's just jammed way up into there. So you have to pull it out so that you can get to like the master cylinder and kind of get to that.
I
mean, sometimes you got to take out the air duct just because, your air intake has to come out sometimes just to get the battery out. But other than that, most of the time, if you get the battery out, you're golden. I don't think you got anything else to worry about there.
Yeah. I got lost. I was trying to look for someone.
Okay. 2015 Kia Optima Hybrid. That's a tough picture, man. It looks like he just got done dropping a deuce. Getting feedback through the LC2i engine noise. What should I look for? Where did you get your power and ground for it? And also, what is the LC2i sitting next to? Keep in mind, these things are doing signal crunching, so to speak. And if they go next to the wrong thing in the car, and let's say the thing in the car is bleeding RF, it's going to pick it up. So I would take a look at your power and ground situation, and then also what is it sitting on, and then what could the RCAs possibly be on. And the other thing too is you may need to ground it to the amplifier, like put it closer to the amplifier if you haven't already. Is that use the power and ground for the amplifier, like literally come out of the amplifier into the power and ground section of the LC2i, so that you're not picking up any noise that way.
Yeah. All right.
D612, LC 1.8, 603s, kicker L7T. What do you think? Now that's a system to be proud of. That's it right there. What's Hi-Fi complaining about? That's a wonderful system. I was thinking about getting a system for my Lambo, but a local shop just keeps posting pics of Hyundai Sonatas and kicker keys. Exactly.
Hey, yeah,
I would still go to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't need a lot in a Lambo. There's not a lot of room.
No.
Yeah. Actually, extended warranty investigator need to look at the car they were working on.
What's up, Bobby?
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Bobby. Can you activate my Smart Start for me? I will pay your service, please. I think Smart Start has been shut off, man. It's not a matter of activating; it's gone. There again, we're not a DEI dealer, so there's nothing I can do for that.
All right, so he say ground to the battery.
Factory battery, ground and trunk. Okay. Was it a Chrysler?
It's mounted to the cell box.
I don't like that, but you might just try moving it around a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Noise is a funny one, man. When all else, when you've tried, okay, so here's the thing. Once you've tried everything and nothing at all, but once you've tried everything, so find out if it's power, find out its signal. Run your phone into the inputs for whatever it is you're getting your signal from. So bypass the LC7i, go directly into your amplifier. See if it's the amplifier. We assume it's the LC7i, but we don't know what kind of amp you have, and you don't need to tell us. But yeah, it could be the amplifier. I had a friend of mine here, a local shop in the area, that calls me for tech support all the time. And he's like, dude, I'm doing this. We're getting all these problems. I got this noise. And I finally said, what makes you think it's the LC6i? He's like, I don't know. I said, exactly. Why don't you try putting in a different amplifier to see if that solves the problem? He calls me back 2 hours later and goes, it was the amplifier. And I was
Enjoy your time, man.
Enjoy your pizza.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that can do that. So it's just start having fun. But great thing to have laying around the house. If you don't, whatever type of phone you have, your output to RCAs is kind of like, you have to have that. You have to have that tool in your arsenal to test equipment.
This is good.
And you have to have a IRTA too. Also, everyone should have an IRTA.
Can you activate my smart?
I did that. Yeah? You already put that up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah, you already did.
Oh.
Hey, what time is it? We got a couple minutes here.
49 minutes.
Got a couple more bills I want to pay before we go out.
That's awesome.
What? Which one?
The more bills that you have to pay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, do you like Clean Wire? Would you like to be a member of the Clean Wire Club? That's right. If all these answers are true and it's yes, you do, well, head over to movasolutions-usa.com and pick yourself up a wire ruler. That's right. The D-Wire ruler is an awesome tool to make your wiring super clean. It also goes to supporting the show. But, hey, regardless of that, it comes in pretty green like this, my personal favorite, as well as blue and reddish pink. Which we will be changing to an actual dark red pink here soon. Hold on. Let me do this. And also, don't forget,
There you go. Just keep it there.
Okay, go.
All right.
Click
so
on
this one right here. What do you think?
Question.
Where's your opinion adding a micro to the D6-1200 LC 1.800? Thank you.
Totally. We do it all the time. But we unfortunately had to do it with the big epicenter, which really sucked because it took up a lot of room.
Right.
It's not as small and cute as this guy. It's so cute.
It's shipping now.
It is. Anyways, yeah. So what you're gonna do is if you have it wired up the way I'm thinking you do, where you have 6 channels coming into it, or whatever the output is from. So don't go before the D. You're gonna go before the LC. So if you're coming out of your LC into, if you're coming out of the D into the LC, you're gonna this is gonna go between the two. So out of the D into this, God, out of this into the LC. That's how this is gonna work. Don't put this before the D.
Hey man,
I know you guys, but it is what it is. So, but yes,
that's the right.
But yes, to answer the question, totally. Epicenter is the funnest thing ever.
Oh. When can we expect Kenwood and Pioneer to release their 2022 radio? Especially want to see their come out with the floating display options.
So we're going to see an update to Kenwood this week and next week. So we'll have the updated Kenwood radio this week, next week.
Next week.
We'll get to touch it and feel it. I don't think they're doing an update. I don't know, but I don't think they're doing like a single short chassis. It's the floating screen. We're going to see the floating screen update next week. As far as Pioneer goes, there's no word. I got nothing on that. I'll see if I can get some more information on that next week. Oddly enough, you'd think they'd contact us and tell us these things, but
hey, did you guys recommend to put the amplifier rack behind the subwoofer box?
Just so it's not. I mean,
it's not the amplifier.
I just don't like putting the amps on the box. Like if I've done plenty of times where I'll build a rack and I'll have the box. The box will come up behind it, but they're not. You know, and that to me, yeah, that works great because I also want to be able to take the box out, or I flip it around the other way so that my amps are facing this way and the box slides in, and then if I pull the box out, so it's cosmetic.
Rams,
Bengals, Tigers all the way.
Yeah,
Tigers are gonna win.
Yeah,
I want the Tigers.
Really?
Yeah, why not? I mean, who doesn't want the Tigers? Tigers are cool, man. Orange and black, that's the best.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty awesome. Never put yourself before the D. Oh my gosh. Do you think audio control LC 51300 would be too much for Infinity Kappas to handle? No, not at all.
Perfect.
No, so the thing is, you got to remember, it's a clean amplifier. It's got a lot of power. As long as you set your system up properly, meaning you get your gain structure the way it needs to be, you have your crossovers doing what they need to be, everything is going to be wonderful. Power doesn't kill it, and properly setting it up does.
All right. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
I have my Epicenter micro, and thanks for the 5 info, and see you in Vegas. Thank you for the 10.
Man.
Dude.
I can't wait to get the hell
Did you show this one? The 5?
What 5? No, I didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Dude.
Can't you just click up?
Right
Scroll up. There we go. Sorry we missed you earlier, but thanks for the 5.
Thank you for the 5. We appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
So we are 7 minutes left.
Yeah. We got time. I'll talk fast.
All right, we have another one right there.
Hey, another 5. Keep the Zen. Get rid of the kicker key 200.4. Keep the 501 and get a D1500. It is a BO system, and I'm totally new to this. So keep the Zen. Yes. Get rid of the key.
Yeah.
Do the D. All right. So get rid of both of the keys. Dump both keys and go with the D5 1300.
Hang on, let me put it.
Yeah. So the D5 1300 is the audio control.
Right here.
Okay, slow it down. Click on the picture. It's this guy right here. This is the D5 1300. It's gonna power the whole system. It has a DSP EQ, so you'll be able to get into the band of making everything sound wonderful. It has enough power to power those speakers. It's going to give 110 watts by 4. And it's like 500 by 1, so it's the same amount of power, but it's all DSP controlled.
Yeah.
It is going to be a little bit more because you're adding a programmable DSP, but with the amount of money you're spending on the speakers, you totally need better power.
Yeah.
So the only other system I'd do in this one is, I got my wire ruler.
Oh, thank you,
I
man.
can't wait to use it. I would just drill holes in some plastic and use it personally.
In the wall.
The only other system we like to do in that is we go with the D4.800 and the LC 1.800. Those are, but for what you're trying to do, 110, that the D5 1300 is the way to go. You'll be happy. You'll love it. And
yeah.
You thank me later. Joking. You don't have to thank me. I don't care. Does using a T harness with a DSR1 change the factory radio's distortion level? So, okay. T harness with DSR1. If we're talking about an AR T harness, depends on how the DSR is. It depends on the car. So the DSR1 is an iData AR product, which means it's capable of reprogramming the factory radio and doing Zen and Amp Pro features. So, for example, if they make an Amp Pro, then chances are good they make a T harness and software for the DSR1 to do the same exact thing. Now, as far as changing the distortion level, if a radio, regardless of who makes it, has a signal-to-noise ratio of X, it doesn't matter what we do after the fact. We can't change that. So it's just what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. And that is always going to be the case anytime we use a factory radio.
All right. Looking for a dual 10 subwoofer box for a 15.
Frontier, but have only seen a single 10 box. That might be because there's absolutely no airspace for it on that Frontier. That's a tough cookie. Yeah. There's not a lot of air in that truck. So
thank you for the 5.
Try Zen enclosures, ZEN enclosures. They do a lot of custom box. You could also give the guys at SRQ Customs in Sarasota, Florida. They might be able to help you with that one. I don't know, but I would check that. Hey, dudes. Alaska. I want to run. All right, what is that? Ronnie in Alaska. I want to run a gate. Ronnie in Alaska. Gately. Alaska Gately says run at least 3K to his box. What do you use? So if it's a Gately box for the truck and it's with his subs, if he says to use the 3K, I know the last one of his we did, the guy brought a 3K, or we put a Scar SK 3000 in it, and that thing beat down. So if it's his truck box, and we ran a 3K.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to fit. I'll tell you right now, it was murder. Like, it sucked trying to get that thing in there. So maybe look at like a Sound Digital because they're smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Way smaller.
Way smaller.
That would be nice.
He said,
wow, going to end on a high note. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. And we'll end with that. I'm going to go out on a high note. Let's turn off all these things, go into the banner and shut that off if you don't mind, please. Hey, guys, listen, it's Saturday night. The weekend is here, and it's Super Bowl Friday.
Super Bowl Friday.
Super Bowl Saturday. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. Honestly, I live my week by these shows we do, so I have no idea. That's probably the girls telling me they're outside. No, it's Teespring or Busted Tea or some crappy T-shirt things. Anyways, hey, listen. Thank you guys so much for spending an hour of your time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully we've helped some of you. And if you're interested to make your installation better, you'd like to know what the hell is coming out of your speakers, you want to be that guy that knows what is going on, head over to D&F Tool Drawer and pick yourself up an IRTA2. Watch the videos first, because most of the questions you guys ask us about this stuff, this tool has the ability to answer for you. You can see the signal coming out of your stereo. If you want to sum a tweeter and a mid-range and you want to see what that's going to look like, if it's something you can do, you can see it. If you want to know if there's all-pass filters, what the hell is an all-pass filter? Doesn't matter. If you want to see it and know what frequency it's at, you can do that. If your chime is too loud and you have an EQ, it'll tell you what frequency it's at, so you can turn it down, plus a bunch of other cool things that it's capable of doing, like what speaker do I tap into? Watch the videos, buy the tool, make yourself a better installer, and hey, head over and get yourself a clean wire ruler while you're at it. That's it, guys. Go have fun, be merry. Super Bowl's late. Make sure you call in sick on Monday. Get some sleep, and then join us back here on Facebook at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Sick.
No, you're not.
Did you just say that?
Everyone else could do that. We don't. We live by a different rule, man. We don't get that, man.
Okay,
we got to be here because we only work Monday through Wednesday this week, so
that's right.
We got to be here. My guess is there's something that like we're gonna be up against the wall to get out of here by Wednesday. So, you guys have a great weekend. Go Tigers. Go Buffalo.
Go Rams. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Other team.
See you guys on Monday.
Oh, hold on. Fade to black.